looking at the races, I mean, it was such close racing, wasn't it? Particularly the second race, when you came over the mountain with a big lead against you. You had to get back at that, and you just managed it.
Yeah, I found it strange after the first race, the second race, because we did the same what we did in the first race, and I always had the information we are back 10 seconds. So I tried as hard as possible, and it was always 10 seconds. So in Ramsey, last lap in Ramsey, I had still, I get a board with -8, and so okay, I need to give my best. And I knew we have one part of the track, which is the last 2 miles before the finish line. We are not, or especially I'm not the fastest, and I think that was at least the bit where I tried it as hard as possible, and it works.
How much is your passenger here, Dan, going to have to squeeze your leg again this year? Is that part of the teamwork now?
I can tell it again. It was when we started last year racing. After the first ride in Germany, he said to me, "You are riding your bike like a 2-stroke," and so I said to him, "Okay, if you think I'm riding my bike like a 2-stroke, tell me how to ride the 4-stroke." And he said, "Yeah, you're too aggressive." Yeah, I said, "Okay, if I'm too aggressive, squish me in my leg, because this is the only bar he can reach. Squish me in my leg if you feel I'm too aggressive." And that's what he did, and he did it quite a lot. Yes, sir.
It worked, though.
It worked, and I must say, I tried since 2004. I tried, and I always give my best. And I tell you now, and it's absolutely true. And I'm not believe how good he was. He told me all the bits. He told me everything. He was with Molly. He was with Crow. And he told me where Crow was shifting. He told me where Molly was shifting the gears. He said, "You must shift up here, we must shift up there, flat out here." And I also remember once, there's a bar on a track, he said, "Crow is taking this corner flat out, but never try it. Please never try it."
I think we know where you're referring to there, yes. Let's just talk about Dan Sayle, because Dan, 6 TT wins, 9 times on the podium, but what people forget as well is you've won 2 Manx Grand Prix as a solo rider as well. I mean, it's a multi-talented.
I'm a big fan of him as well, because I think there is no one, I would say me, in the world, there's no one in the world who won as a sidecar passenger and a solo rider at the TT.
Well said. Some career you've had, you're going to go all bashful and shy now, aren't you? Some career you're having here, but I mean, last year was special, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, because on the run up to like TT, obviously I was a late addition into the team, and Manx, like, I wasn't too thing of it, because obviously Manx Gas, they've been helping me out over the years, me solos and stuff, but so I gelled straight away with them a lot, and then it was just getting all the hard work together, trying to gel in with Klaus, and he took me out over Germany, and we went out around there, and that was just horrendous. I don't want to live that back ever again. I think I lost about 4 stone in weight with the food he was feeding me. But no, when we got down to the racing and all, everything was just, it was all there. It was just all over the place, and it just needed all sort of sorting out and putting in the right places and all. But
and you've ridden with the best, so you were able to do that.
Yeah, well, you pick quite a bit up on the way, and I've got my own sort of ideas as well, the way things I think should go and stuff like that. So we went towards the TT, and I was just saying, took a man in a van, and we were trying all different sorts of things, and I was thinking, oh no, it's like giving somebody a list to go down the shop. It's just going in one ear out the other. He's not going to get half of this. But that was the only like sort of communication job he had, with me squeezing his leg all the way through it. But like we're better off this year. We're a year down the road. We've done the Southern afterwards, and we got quicker there, and a few more mods to the bike. And over the winter time, we've been modding the bike and doing other little bits and pieces. So I think we're definitely in a better position now going into this TT to go in a lot quicker, I think. And he's obviously capable of doing it, no doubt of that. So just waiting to get out on the bike now. I think out this weekend, though, I think Germany, aren't we? So just that'll be the
Take
first.
some food with you this time, eh?
Well, I just said to him before, when he heads home from here, he's going to take all my clothes with him, and then I'm just going to fill my case up with like pot noodles and stuff like that, you know. So just tide me over while I'm there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your double TT sidecar winners from last year, Klaus Klaffenbock and Dan Sayle.
Well, they may look like the unlikely lads, but they're a very effective partnership. And don't forget, we hope to be going to the Folk Show at the conclusion of events here tonight.
Ian Hutchinson shattered the record books at last year's TT, becoming the first rider ever to win 5 TT races in a single week. Further success followed with another hat-trick of victories at the Ulster Grand Prix and an MCN Man of the Year title. But the season ended in disaster, with a career-threatening injury being sustained in a horrific crash during a British Championship race at Silverstone. Hutchie has since endured 15 operations and came close to having his injured leg amputated. But he's back to defend his place as the current King of the Mountain, heading up Yamaha's factory team in their 50th anniversary year. And there's his machine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage SMR Yamaha team boss Sean Muir and the Bingley Bullet, Ian Hutchinson.
Yes, what more can be said about the Bingley Bullet? 8 times TT winner, 15 podiums. Well, his luck changed quickly, as we heard at Silverstone, following that glorious week at the TT last year, as he was hit following a fall on a wet circuit by a following vehicle. Fractures to his tibia and fibula in his left leg, but had no trouble getting onto the stage tonight. I'm pleased to say, looking fit and well and ready to defend that wonderful record from last year.
Before we interview the chaps up here, I think we've got one of the guests to come out, haven't we, Chris?
We certainly have. Now, Arai, in the past couple of years, we had a big involvement around the paddock with the service, where you guys can take your Arais and get them serviced, get them cleaned, etc. And Olaf from Arai Europe is here this evening with a special presentation. Olaf from Arai Europe, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, if we just give the mic to Olaf first, you always bring something special from Arai Europe over here.
We were here last year with a special helmet, and
Yep.
this is helmet number 2, because as you might know, we are partner of the TT, and every year we make a limited edition of a special TT helmet. This year, again, we contacted our top designer, Aldo Drury, who's a designer for Valentino Rossi, Colin Edwards, Haga, and also for this particular project, he made a very special helmet. As you already introduced at the beginning of this evening, it's the 100 years anniversary of the mountain course.
Yep.
I'm saying this correct. So the thing is, because our company sent me over here to unveil the helmet, and I was sitting in a plane, and I was thinking, why should I do it? Because the thing is that last year there was one guy who won 5 races, and as far as I can remember, it was only Philip McCallan who did it. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
4 he got.
Yeah. 4, oh, I'm sorry. But maybe it's a good idea that he unveils the helmet instead of me.
Are you up for that, Ian? Because obviously Ian's a contracted Arai helmet rider as well.
Please,
so we'll bring it over here. And let's see what's the special Arai helmet for TT. Wow. TT 2011, and 100 years to the mountain written on the side. 37 3/4 miles, and just show the
Black and white check and predominantly orange helmet.
We've got the mountain 100 years, 1911 to 2011 on the front.
Yeah, official TT helmet.
Thank you very much indeed, Olaf. Thank
You're welcome.
you. Please
Okay.
stay with us. If you just pass the mic, we'll put that on there, and you're going to wander off with that, aren't you?
I'm going to wrap myself up in it and
Tim,
bolt
can
it.
I leave now? Can I go back?
Hey?
Can I leave now?
You can if you wish, Olaf.
Ladies and gentlemen, Olaf from RI Europe, and a fantastic new helmet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olaf.
It's got the sign on the top as well from the mountain, the official sign for this year. That is, well, give us your impression on that first of all.
Yeah,
First time any of us have seen it.
Looks lovely. I mean, last year, you know, I was not very organised in getting a helmet painted for myself, and too tight to as well, because no one else would pay for it or paint it for free. So I said last minute, you know, can I wear that, the TT one that you'd done? And I think they were gutted in the end that I wore it, because they were only allowed to make 500 of them. So they sold out pretty quick. But, you know, that's, you know, a real great looking helmet, and, you know, it's fantastic that they're involved with the event in such a big way.
Let's just go back then to last year, and to win 5 TTs, you've got to have obviously a great team behind you. You've got to have the determination and the professionalism to pull it off. But you have to need a bit of luck, don't you, round here? So all of those to come together must have been the most magical of experiences for you.
Yeah, it takes a lot, and you know, it goes back a long way, and you know, I've got massive respect for anybody that works for me to provide a bike and work on bikes for me out at the TT, because, you know, any team that's doing it properly is working on the bikes from, you know, November last year, and nobody sees all that, and nobody sees me getting up in January when it's 2 degrees outside and wind chill of -5, and looking at a push bike, or, you know, going out training. It's quite easy to think, you know, the event's not until June, I'll give it a miss today and go out tomorrow or whatever. But, you know, I carried on going out training, and, you know, my team last year and my team for this year have been building my bikes for months and months. So, you know, it's, you know, it admires me as much as, you know, for them boys to work as hard as they do to prepare bikes for the TT.
We heard that you'd end up in a gutter on the commentary at the TT right at the start of the night, and I think you did have a good night, and rightly deserved it was as well. But when you went home, what was the reaction like at home, coming home over there with 5 trophies, 5 plaudits, 5 laurels, 5 everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'd not planned to come back quite as early as I did, because you never know if it's going to get moved to Saturday or anything, and you know, I ended up just getting up Saturday morning with a fairly delicate head and going down to the airport and saying, can I have any flight that gets anywhere near Leeds Bradford, really? I just wanted to be home, to be honest. It was so hard work and tiring, and I got myself home and sat down in my lounge, and my grass was about 2 foot long, so I pulled the mower out and walked up and down with that, and yeah, I was a bit lost, to be honest, sat there by myself, and I was trying to avoid people.
I'd love to be lost with 100 grand in the bank.